Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's live stream. I'm here with Francisco.
It's a pleasure to be with y'all like we're every week. And yeah, I'm excited to talk to you all about today's topic. Laura and I, do you want to go ahead and share what we're discussing today, Laura?
Yes, today we're talking about what to do this school year to go to college with scholarships. So, what you and your students should be doing during the 2024-2025 school year to get accepted to college with scholarships. The college admissions process has, different things that happen. There's different processes that happen throughout high school. There's some things that happen all throughout the 4 years of high school. There's things that should be done more, specifically senior year, like filling out college applications, FAFSA, CSS profile, some things that should be done, like applying to private scholarships. There are some that are available junior and senior year, maybe taking the PSAT that happens 10th grade. So, there's a lot of things to do, and it's important to know when students should be doing these things. So today we will be going over some of the more important things that you should know before the school year starts so that you're prepared for this 2024-2025 school year, which is crazy here in South Florida, Broward County. Schools are starting tomorrow. There's schools that started last week, earlier this month. A lot of students in different parts of the country don't start till the end of the month. So it really does depend on the student, where you live. But if you are starting school this week or you already started, happy back to school. And if you're starting soon, well, happy early back to school. I hope that you have an amazing school year. And today we'll be sharing some amazing tips that will help you get started on the right foot.
Right. So let us know in the comments what grade your student is in. That will help us kind of dedicate more time on the examples or on the tips that will be more pertinent to students. If they're maybe in 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, or in their middle school, just let us know. It helps us. It helps the live stream get promoted. But getting started with the tangible content tips and information that we can start using. The first thing that I want to go over is how or what are the reasons why your student would be receiving scholarships. So just so that we're all on the same page, I want to explain that there are two main reasons why a student receives a scholarship. The first one is merit, and this merit can be academic, this merit can be extracurricular, it can be sports-based, it can be volunteer-based, it can be based on what classes they took, and this is something that is earned, right? And the other reason why someone might give you a scholarship is because of need. And this is typically financial need. So to get started, and we're going to cover all of these as we go along. But the first thing that I want to talk about is academic merit. So for example, Amanda, thank you so much for sharing that their student is going on to 12th grade. There are going to be a lot of merit-based awards that the student could be eligible for depending on their SAT, depending on their ACT, depending on their GPA. And for example, there are state awards. Here in Florida, we have Bright Futures. Different states have different programs. New York has the New York Tuition Assistance Program. California has a Cal Grant. And something that is particular about each of these awards at the state level is that they require some sort of merit to be met so that the student can be able or is eligible to receive these merit-based state awards. Different universities are also going to have merit-based awards that are going to be dependent on whether a student took X amount of AP classes or what their GPA was or the number of volunteer hours, right? So to the degree that we can accumulate the most merit, the student is going to be more eligible for scholarships across different levels. It could be, again, state scholarships, institutional scholarships. There are private scholarships that might be, sponsored by a big corporation that say, oh, you're only eligible to receive this money if you have above a certain GPA, right? So we're going to go into more specifics later on. I know it seems kind of obvious to just summarize this by saying, oh, the better off the student is, with their SATs or ACTs or with their GPAs or more volunteer hours, the more eligible they'd be for scholarships. But it's something that you can't have a presentation about how to get scholarships if you don't start with the most obvious way of accumulating those, which is to get the merit. Later on, we're going to be talking about the need-based awards. We're going to be talking about specific forms that you have to fill out, but that is something that we wanted to get started discussing. Laura, if you want to take over the next point or add anything to what I just said.
Yeah, very important to be on top of academics. It's better off to start the school year with a good GPA than trying to, then starting with a low GPA, bad grades, and then trying to bring that up. And regardless of something that I was talking to with a parent the other day, even if your student, had a bad freshman year, maybe they had a good freshman year, but then 10th grade, things didn't go so well and that GPA dropped. Take every school year, beginning of the school year, as a clean slate in the sense of trying to have the best GPA possible. Of course, colleges will be able to see all your grades, your students' grades since ninth grade. But even if the student has some, maybe downs, they can see that the student, and they will see that if the student had a tough time or maybe they had a little slip up, if they try to bring that GPA up and if they try to have better grades, they will be able to see that. So don't get discouraged, students as well. If you're struggling with your grades, it's important to always have that mindset of trying to be better, because that is a story that you can tell to colleges and something that could look good. Okay, so don't just think, okay, I already messed up freshman year, I'm done, I'm toast. There's still things to do to bring that GPA up and maybe win some merit-based scholarships. And if we have any students who are going into ninth grade, who are just starting high school this year, start off high school on the right foot and try to get a good grades from the get-go. Okay, so now I would like to move on and talk to my students and parents who, not about a topic that is very important and something that I consider to be the most important process of the college admissions and applications journey. And this is familiarizing yourself, getting familiar with the different types of opportunities and the right type of schools for your student. There's over 3,000 colleges and universities in the United States. A lot of schools are super generous when awarding financial aid and scholarships, and this is thanks to endowments. A lot of schools happen to have a lot of money to give out to students in the form of scholarships, which we kind of talked about. Some merit scholarships based on academics. There's a lot of schools who also offer some need-based scholarships, which that is based on financial need. Some merit that is not academic. It could be athletic, arts. If the student is part of the debate team, there are some debate team scholarships. There is a lot of opportunities out there. And in order to find these schools, there's a specific process that we do teach our students inside of Best College Aid, which is creating a list of colleges and universities. By creating a list of colleges and universities and going through this process of researching, knowing what the student wants or is interested in, and knowing where to and how to look for these schools, students can find the right colleges that will offer them the highest amount of financial aids and scholarships possible. And that would also have the majors and the extracurriculars that they are looking for. So it's very important that you help your student, and if you're a student watching this, that you go through this specific process, because it can make or break your college admissions process, because there is a lot of schools out there and every student is different. If you are a parent with different kids, chances are that unless they are super similar and they are looking for the same things, that their college lists will end up looking very different from one another, because usually students are looking for something different. They are looking for extracurriculars that they want to do. Maybe if they are trying to major in something different, that could make a big difference in their list of college lists, right? So very important part of the process, something that we really focus on with our students. And I personally consider it to be the most important part of the college application process. Friend, you might have a different opinion, but it's very important.
Right, yeah. The same way that you wouldn't want your student to apply to a school that is not going to offer the major that they want to pursue, or it's in a state that you wouldn't want your student to be in. Well, you also don't want to apply to a school that does not have a history of satisfying the demonstrated financial need that your household has, right? So, yeah, with our students who's at Best College Aid, which, by the way, if you're interested in learning how we work, our methodology, and basically our list of services, go ahead and check out the link in our bio. That's where we have a breakdown as to what Best College Aid includes. Also, if you're interested in free training, you could be able to find it there. However, finishing up on making the right list of colleges, something that is very, very important as well is that, okay, once you know the colleges that you're applying to because they're generous, there are going to be financial aid forms. There are going to be documentation that needs to be filled out to be eligible for both need and merit based awards. A lot of students say, or a lot of families say that, I make too much money to qualify for need based aid, or I don't have any financial needs, so there's no point in filling out the FAFSA or the CSS profile or any of those forms. Well, here's the deal though. There's a lot of awards that are going to be given out to students only if they satisfy the requirement of having filled out the FAFSA in the first place, even if they're merit-based awards at the institutional level. And how do you, complete those if you're a student? Well, you've probably never seen a tax return, a W-2. You might not even know where your parents hold there. So something that I want to finish up this topic talking about is the fact that there should be a team effort. Why? Because, yeah, the student should be earning the merit to qualify for scholarships, or the student should be the one getting the good grades or applying to the generous schools. Nonetheless, a lot of the decisions that are going to be made for need-based awards are going to be based solely on the parents' finances. So, yeah, I mean, if a parent wants to contribute or not contribute to their student's education, that is a completely different, that's a very personal decision that your family can take. Nonetheless, assuming or just saying that it is entirely up to the student would be very unfair because, again, the demonstrated financial need and how much is expected from the parents to contribute to their students' education, which in turn will affect how much aid the university offers a student, will be based on the tax returns filed 2 years ago that the parents should be ideally helping the student, put into those, FAFSA forms, CSS profiles, so that, this team effort makes everything go lightly. The student picks the schools, makes sure that he's applying to generous universities, but then the parents help them fill out these forms so that there's no confusion or so that there's no misunderstanding. And then whatever happens afterwards, as far as how you want to break down if you're taking out loans or whoever pays for what, that's again, very personal decision, but it should be a team effort. Similar to the merit that you acquire, the students are going to be the ones playing the sports, but ideally the parents will be the ones driving them or supporting them, right? The most success that we see in Best College Aid after having done this for 6 years and having thousands of students is, yes, obviously it helps to have a good GPA and to take it very seriously. But in reality, the highest indicator or the most direct relationship between a student's success is tied to how much the parents care and are willing to help them out. So in this particular topic of scholarships, working together to fill out these financial aid forms, whether it's going to be for need-based aid or to qualify for merit-based aid, should be, confronted as a group thing and as a co-relationship that we go through together as a parent and a student.
Exactly. And, we have some comments right now from some parents that are telling us that their students are going to be seniors this year, senior class of 2025. So what you're talking about right now, specific responsibilities that happen during senior year, it's important that you're helping your student during these types of portions of the application, and that you are there for them, because remember, senior year is not just about applying to school. There's other things going on if they happen to have some leadership responsibilities within their clubs or organizations that they are a part of, or if they happen to be taking some challenging classes, having to stay on top of that. Obviously, it's that additional to applying to school and applying to private scholarships. So if you're here, which you are parents, it means that you want to help your students and that you are doing your best to be informed and to understand how this process works. So props to you, and thank you for trusting us with the information that we provide for you. And yeah, if you want to learn more resources, have more information, go and check out the link in our bio for a free training where we talk about the top secrets to go to college with scholarships. This training is full of information. It's an additional resource that we have for parents and students so that they can get familiar with the process and have more strategies that can help them, navigate this sometimes complicated college admissions process. And I feel like every year gets a little bit more not complicated, but it definitely gets more competitive, and it's all about being informed and knowing the opportunities that are out there. So that is the goal that we have here at Best College Aid, and why we do live streams like this, and why we also have some of those resources. And we also have our Best College Aid membership. If you want to have a little bit more of a personalized and step-by-step guidance, at the end of that free training, we do explain what's included inside that membership so that you can get familiar with our services and how we can help you on a deeper level, right? So yeah, make sure to check that out. And finally, I do want to talk to my seniors in high school. My students who are going to be going into senior year. I know that maybe if you've been watching our past few live streams, or if you are on top of your college admissions process, maybe your student has been filling out those college applications, maybe writing those essays, supplemental essays over the summer. Maybe they took advantage of the summer to do that. But if your student hasn't done that, well, you better start that, because the college application process deadlines are going to be approaching, especially if maybe your student wants to apply early action, early decision to some schools. And trust me, once the school year starts, which has started for some students, workload is going to start to amp up, and there's going to be other responsibilities popping up. So you really want to get started with that. There's still some time, but you really don't want to wait until it's like December and your student has not even thought about going to college and hasn't sent out one single application, right? And the school, as we have seen, time flies by. So you really want to get on top of that. Start applying to schools, continue to look for and apply to private scholarships. If your student has to retake the SAT or ACT, look at the schedule, see the dates in which your student can take these exams and prep for and try to get good scores. If you're a member of Best College Aid, remember that one of your benefits inside of Best College Aid is access to a free SAT and ACT Prep Plus account. So you can email us so that you can activate that account, and you can start studying for these standardized tests and try to get a better score. And ultimately, yeah, if you're interested in learning more about Best College Aid, check out the link in our bio. Stay till the end of that free training to learn free information, free tips that can help you, but also learn how Best College Aid and our membership, our services can help you.
Yes, and Anya is saying siempre son en inglés. I do want to remind you, si quieres vernos en español, if you want to watch us in Spanish, we do have a Best College Aid account. We were just live. Acabamos de estar en vivo en esa cuenta. Es la misma, es the same as Best College Aid USA, but without the USA at the end. La misma, pero sin el USA al final. Y siempre hacemos todos los contenidos en español. De hecho, creo que tenemos un poquito más de contenido que ponemos en esa cuenta y acabamos de estar en vivo. Entonces nos puedes seguir en esa cuenta. And for everyone else, thank you so much for watching. I very, very much encourage you to hop on that free training that we have on the link on our profile on our channel. So if you're watching on Instagram and TikTok, that should be in one of the top corners. And if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, go to the video's description and you'll see the free training there. Once again, that's a free resource for you. The recording of this training is going to be, the recording of this live stream is going to be on all of our socials. And if you want to give us a follow so that you can watch all of our reels or content that we post about the college education process, we would very, very much appreciate it. But other than that, that is everything we had prepared for all of y'all. So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you either inside the training, inside Best College Aid, or on our social media platforms.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. And maybe we'll see you inside that free training or inside of Best College Aid. And happy back to school to this Broward kids, South Florida students who are starting tomorrow. And if you started already, happy back to school. Best of luck. Work hard. And trust me, that payoff is going to be amazing. Bye bye.